I'm back at the old Wall Street today. I was here last episode. Today we're talking about my photography influences. I'm going to talk about who's influenced me most of all in my photography. Before we do that, I want to go outside. The front facade of this building really interests me, so I really want to go and take a few shots of that. So let's go and do that, and then we'll talk a bit more about my influences, gear I use, and all that kind of stuff. And just probably trying to be a little bit abstract with this stuff. I don't know, you know, just get some stuff going on here. Oh yeah. I had a question a few weeks back from a gentleman by the name of Richard Ramsey. How about a video about your photographic influences? I've been thinking long and hard about it. You know, I'm not a person that actually really goes out and studies stuff. You know, for me it's all very fleeting. And you know, there's certainly some photographers that have really touched me, that's for sure, but it's the people that I think are going to be the heroes of tomorrow's photography students. And that's the content creators. People that have influenced me not only to get into photography and to take photographs, but also the people that have influenced me and given me the motivation to start up this little channel, for instance. So I thought I'd talk about those guys today and quickly go through a few of them and just personally say thank you for how they've influenced me with one thing or another. First person I'd like to talk about is Ibarionex Perello, and Ibarionex has an absolutely fantastic podcast. His love for photography and his love of sharing photographers, talking to them, is probably the #1 reason why I fell so deeply in love with photography. Ibarionex Perello, if you haven't checked out his podcast, The Candid Frame, you know, make sure you do. And I'm presuming that a lot of you have checked it out, but if you haven't, do yourself a favour and go and check his podcast out. So he's the first person I'd like to thank. So thank you, Ibarionex. Thank you for your efforts over the years with photography and sharing your love. I appreciate it. Next person I want to talk about is good old Ted Forbes. And Ted, again, we all know Ted, the art of photography. If you don't know about the art of photography, then you're probably living on another planet. But you know, Ted and his wisdom, his knowledge of photography, his knowledge of the arts, the art of photography, obviously, you know, you can't go past the fact that what he produces is quality. He's a top-rate content creator of the highest level. Again, thank you, Ted Forbes, for your work and your passion of this great thing that we call photography. Matt Day. Matt Day's a guy I haven't watched for a while, but I get the feeling he's at a place now where he's just creating content in his pursuit of photography, real photography. I think sometimes there's a lack of those kind of creators around. It's really difficult at times to stay true to just creating honest, real content, I guess. You know, I come back to what I said before about, I think in years to come, I think some of the elite photographers are going to be, you know, people that are presenting on YouTube, because we have this wonderful tool to not only take pictures but to tell a story behind our pictures. In days to come, I think a lot of these people that are creating good content on YouTube will be recognised for that, and good on them too, because it's not easy. Thomas Heaton. I don't talk about Thomas Heaton. Every now and again I drop the name, but Thomas Heaton is probably one of the main reasons for this channel being around. What I loved about what Thomas does, he takes you on this journey. It's like hanging out with another photographer, and I just think he's a wonderfully engaging creator. There's not many people that I would sit down and watch having a cup of tea and making a toasted sandwich in the back of his van, but Thomas is one of those people. His skill of engagement is second to none. If it wasn't for Thomas, I don't think I would have started this channel on YouTube. So Thomas, thank you for your creations over the last many years, and you're looking at a photographer that appreciates it, so thank you very much. Adventure in Art. Ben's content has been a source of inspiration for me over the last couple of years. Ben's a guy that's followed my channel, and he's had really nice things to say about me and what I do. Really quite humbled that somebody like Ben, with his ability and his background in professional filmmaking, has watched my channel and has nice things to say. But it was really nice to see Ben this week, and it was a cool story. If you haven't seen it, Leica have released a new camera. Seal has put out a signature model, Leica Q, and I watched the video on YouTube, and this beautiful black and white video with some beautiful imagery. I thought, man, that's pretty cool. And then I looked down my YouTube feed and I see that Ben had a new video out. It looks a bit familiar to what I've just watched. So I click on his video, and lo and behold, Ben has collaborated with Leica. He did a lot of work on the Leica video featuring Seal. Got to shoot Seal, take pictures and do a session with him. It just kind of blew me away. It was the highlight of my week last week, and it was really gratifying to see Ben working on that project, and it made me think to myself that, you know, I need to follow my love of photography with this content on this channel going forward. Stick to what I want to make, stick to content that I want to make regardless of how many people are going to view it. There's lots of content creators out there, and you know, anybody that gets in front of a camera like I am now, I think deserves a big pat on the back. There's loads of us out there that are making content. We're not getting, you know, hundreds of thousands of views, and we're not making huge money out of this platform. A lot of us are doing it and making content because we love doing it. A guy called Paul Taylor is one of those guys that I just totally admire his approach. You know, Paul doesn't have a huge following on YouTube, but he's out there making videos weekly, and I get a huge amount of inspiration from that, because his love of photography just shines through. It shines through big and strong. Please go and check out his channel. I'm going to put links below to all the people I'm talking about today. Paul's channel's below. Please go and check it out. Please go and say something nice about his stuff. Go and watch his content. He makes some really cool content. There was one a few weeks back that really struck with me, and it was about an old photographer from his hometown back in England. And go and check it out, because it was a really good piece of real content. And good on you, Paul. And good on you to everybody else that gets out there, makes videos. People I haven't talked about today. There's loads of them out there that you know, I watch and I get a lot of inspiration from. I want to tip my hat to all of them. Thank you for putting out content. Thank you for working hard behind the scenes. All of us love photography, and we love sharing with you. So those are my influences. That's it for this episode. If you'd like to support this channel, there's a couple ways you can do it today. You can buy one of the prints from this episode. I'll put a link below for those. These are the prints that will be available from this episode. Check those out. They're available at my website. There's only one each of those. You can also buy one of my books. I have 2 books available at the moment. Actually 3. I've got an e-book which is entitled Emscapes. I have my book that was released a few years back. Got a couple of copies of that left, not many. Scenes from the Black Sand. Or my brand new book, Incidents of Isolation. I've also bundled Incidents of Isolation with Scenes from the Black Sand. If you want a special deal, 2 of those books at a special price. I'm going to put a link up here for my website. Go and check that link out. That'll take you to my bookshop where you can purchase one of those books. And like I say, it supports the channel, it helps me put this content together, and supports my life as a working photographer. So I'd appreciate that. That's it for this episode. Again, thanks for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed the photographs. Hope you've enjoyed my ramblings, and we've got more to come. So I'll see you again soon. Haere rā from New Zealand. Goodbye.